It's time to shake off a rough morning with a little bit of creativity. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I am working in my junk journal, which brings me so much joy. And sometimes you just need a project that brings you joy, because we all know some mornings are a little rough, which is where I'm at right now. I'm excited to just sit and tear paper and create, and I want to encourage you to do it alongside me. I'm going to use this 90s grunge junk kit from Scribble Prints Co as kind of the basis. I'll show you guys the kit in a minute, and I will link them down below. Otherwise, let's go. Okay, so I saw Scribble Prints Co on Instagram, and they had a Black Friday sale. I bought many of their things for the Black Friday sale, and then I have since subscribed to their mystery journaling kit. I'm not totally sure if I'm going to end up staying with that kit, but I did like some of the elements that they had, and so I thought, I'm going to start with this as the basis for a page. It's kind of a nice way to just kick off a page if you're not sure where you want to start. It has all the elements that kind of go together. And then I'm going to add my own junk journaling flair to this as well. But definitely check them out. They have some really fun, bright, I would say a little bit more modern twist on junk journaling. If you don't love all the vintage colors and things like that, this is kind of a different take on it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have fun right here and work to release that bad morning and start over. Let's see what page. All right. This is going to be a challenge because these are the colors we're working with, but we're going to tone it down right away with some of this paper. All right, let's go. Okay, I think there's a couple of different ways to approach a creative project when you're not in a great headspace, when it's been a rough morning or a rough week, and you finally get a chance to sit down at your desk or go to your craft space and you're wanting to unwind. Some people do really well with what I would call like a more difficult project, something that they really have to focus. It helps them block out the rest of the world. That works really well for some people because it takes all of their brain power to like really focus on all of the detail oriented things with maybe a complicated sewing project or a memory keeping project, something like that. I think for me though, it's hard for me to get in that headspace. It's hard for me to let go of everything else that is going on. So when I feel stressed, I need something that doesn't take a lot of brain power, that I can kind of just zone out, if you will, while I'm doing it. I really find that to be a lovely way to disconnect from the bad mood, to kind of find my way out of it, and then I can get back into the more typical positive mood that I like to bring into most of my days. I think that kind of disconnect works really well for me. So I love junk journaling for therapy, junk journaling just to kind of let go. I feel like it's just one of the easiest things to get started with because you guys, there are no rules. I'm just picking interesting things. So I was working with the 90s junk journal kit. So I'm going through my little scrap bin. I have this little box. I think it's from IKEA where when I have time to sit down and cut out from a magazine, cut out interesting pictures, I put them in that box, and I'm going through the box and looking for two things: either pictures or graphics that have the same kind of color scheme that are in the kit, or things that remind me of the 90s. So that's what we're going with. So I found one magazine paper up here on the top that had kind of the same color scheme. I like the graphic nature. And this girl was a color scheme kind of girl. This one's an interesting one. This is my wild card picture. I don't know how she relates to the rest of everything on this page, but I'm not mad at it. I still think she is cool and graphic and interesting, and I'm happy to have her down into my junk journal. So we're going to get her there, and I'm kind of just color blocking on the page. So the cool thing about Scribble Prints Co., their papers, is that they're actually all stickers. So they have a backing. You just pull off the backing, put it straight on your page. I love that, especially if you want to be able to junk journal on the go, which for a busy mom like me, that's awesome. I can just grab one of their packs, one of their kits, and bring it with me, grab my junk journal, and it's just not, doesn't have to be a big production. It's just fun. I can rip the pages. I can do whatever I want. I can add other things if I feel like it, or I can just stick with the kit. It just makes it really easy when everything is already a sticker because you don't have to worry about adhesive at all. Also, not for nothing, their kits don't have a million little pieces, which, let's talk about it. For junk journaling, I love a million little pieces. Like, I'm here for all the tiny ephemera. Like, yes, give me all of the junk. But if you are trying to work with a kit or you're trying to junk journal on the go, the little pieces are too much. They get everywhere. You have them in your car, you have them on the bench at gymnastics, you have them all over the place. So the fact that their kits are self-contained and that they're just easy to travel with, I think is a huge perk to that specific kit. So I think I will try their mystery junk journal kits for a few months here to see if I like them. I just didn't love the theme of the first one I got. It just didn't feel super relatable to me, which is totally fine. That's the thing about a mystery kit, is you're not going to be happy with every single thing you get. But if you like the company, then it's worth hanging out for a little while. If I end up not loving the mystery kit, it doesn't mean I'm not going to continue to shop at Scribble Prints Co. because they have such fun, unique themes and items. So I will probably just end up shopping their regular releases and picking out the things that I want, which is another great way to support small businesses. Okay, so I have had a few more questions about junk journaling since I started sharing it on my channel. And some of the questions I got were, do you save room for actual journaling, for actual writing on the page? And the answer is that sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. So don't forget, journaling doesn't always have to be with words. You don't always have to write. Some people journal and process. I want to go with process. They process their emotions through pictures, through coloring. Sometimes you can almost do the act of journaling thinking through things while you're just pasting paper on the page. So I do not always leave room for journaling. Plus, I don't always have a topic in mind. So I have a regular guided journal in my planner that I use on a regular basis. I have a journal from Archer and Olive that sits by my bed that I use when I feel like it. And then my junk journal is really meant to be a creative release. And sometimes I write in it and sometimes I just play with pretty supplies. And I'm trying not to put any rules on my junk journaling that say, oh, I have to have, a journaling space. I have to have a title. I have to have this or that. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying just to see what comes of it and let it be something that's completely free, which can be free as in freeing. It can be a challenge when you're a planner and you're used to really structuring your planner pages and there are rules. You kind of got to fit things in certain spots and you have to have functionality and this and that. And I think it can sometimes end up tying you in knots. So this is like the opposite of that. I'm just putting things on the page that feel good, that look good in the moment, at least to me, and not necessarily following rules of like, oh, I have to have color spread throughout the page or anything. I'm not thinking of those things. I'm just seeing what comes naturally as I want to put things onto my layout. I will add one caveat to that no rules policy is that I do often work from big to little. I work from the background to the foreground. I work from the biggest pieces of my page, and at the end I'm adding the littlest pieces. That just kind of makes sense because it works with a flow of how I like to create. So I will say I do follow that general rule when I'm doing these pages, but otherwise it's like a free-for-all, and I think that is what helps me have that mental reset. If I was having to follow rules doing this, then it would probably end up frustrating me if I wasn't in a good headspace to start with. So this is why junk journaling is turning into something that is really able to reset my moods. It's a tool that I'm adding into my toolbox as I work to add space and to do a little bit of healing this year. Is junk journaling is fun and creative, but it's also giving me that space for my mind to just kind of rest. I also want to add one more thing. The joy of junk journaling is definitely in the process. If you love your page at the end of it, that's awesome. If you don't love your page at the end of it, that's okay too. And you don't have to have subscriptions and you don't have to buy kits. The essence of junk journaling is using things you already have on hand. And I'm guessing if you're watching this channel, you have a few craft supplies, just a few on hand. So use some of the old papers you have. Use some of the junk mail that comes every single day in the mailbox. Use the coupons that you pick up. Use the receipts. Use the things that you have in place and just have fun with those. So don't think that you have to start a subscription. Don't think that you have to go buy special junk journaling supplies. The craft supplies that you already have are perfect for junk journaling. Okay, so I added the writing, and now I'm going to add a little bit of doodling. I'm doing dashed lines around the big ephemera pieces from Scribble Prints Co because they have a pretty pronounced white edging around them, and I just like the look of the dashed line as if they were sewn in. I'm also really working on doing a little bit more doodling on some of my projects. It is something that doesn't come natural to me, but something that I'd like to add in. So just simple patterns and things like that in the background. That's what I am adding in. All right, that's going to be it for this junk journal therapy session. I feel much better. I'm not going to lie. It really, really did help raise my mood or boost my mood. And I hope it did the same for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. And huge shout out to my Patreon members. We recently started a junk journal chat and it has blown up. Junk journaling is super popular in the Patreon group. So if you want to join in all the fun, head on over to patreon.com/ScrappyWife. All right. I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.